Good afternoon and welcome back. So this afternoon we're going to finish Chug Up. If you guys are watching for the first time, I purchased this as just a raw husk with nothing in it. It used to be Owen's from Circle of Tone. This was one of his main guitars for about 5 years on his show, and he had some 1960s T-tops in it, and he stripped it out and sold it on eBay, and I purchased it from him. When we got it, it had a lot of dull spots on it from him playing it in blisters and stuff like that. So if you guys want to see how I refurbished the paint on this, check out Wet Sanding Chug just a little bit. So anyways, the pick guard here came off of the Silverburst Studio I got over there because we put 3 pickups in it. So I had a pick guard for it. The pickups here are the Virgil Arlo 1964s, hand wound right here in America. So that's what we put in it for pickups. It did come with the original tuning pegs, but I had to take them off because they were all loose, and we had to fill all the holes with glue and toothpicks and then cut them down and drill them out. But those are all in, nice and sturdy now. That is the original truss rod cover. The bridge and tail piece I changed out. It did have the original bridge and tail piece and studs that came with it that were original to Chug, but they're chrome. The Clusen tuners on it are satin finish. The pickups, the Virgil Arlos, are satin, so I went ahead with the satin finish bridge and tail piece on it, and they're also the lightweight aluminum. They're not real heavy like those chrome ones. This is the pot that I had to replace. The pots and the grounding plate came out of my 2005 1960 reissue Honeyburst Gibson Les Paul, and when I had it out I dropped it and it broke that little tab off of it, and that's why we got the little sad face, because this was the pot, didn't have any soldering on it, and I broke off the tab. You know, it couldn't have been the one pot that had the big goober on it that I had to work with, but that's why it's got a sad face, because it wasn't the right pot to break. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and get this finished up. We got 2 more strings to put on it, and I wanted to show you guys how I lock the strings without a locking tuner, and I'll get you guys down here to do that. We are putting the Ramstein SIT Stay in Tune strings right here, and these are the Richard Kruspa. Can never pronounce his last name right, but it did come with a Stay in Tune guitar pick as well, with his signature on it, so that will be stuck in there like that for that guitar. So let's go ahead and get these strings on. I guess I better get you down here to see it, right? You're like, well, wait a minute, how am I gonna see what you're doing if you don't put me down there? All right, let's get you in here. Oop. Well, I'm still getting used to this gimbal. It's very fast at reacting. All right. Right there, maybe we zoom out just a smidgen more so you don't see all my fingers. All right. And then when I was putting these first 4 strings on to try to save a little time doing this, I didn't get to film a screw up. And you guys know when I'm filming stuff, if I screw up or say something wrong, I don't edit it out. And you guys would really appreciate that screw up. And since you didn't see it, I will tell you about it. So as soon as we get these 2 strings on, I will pick you guys back up and show you what I did. And it took me probably, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes to fix it, but it was a really, really stupid mistake. And I'm talking to you guys, I'm not showing or telling you what I'm doing here. So this next one, I make sure I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm really scatterbrained today. I was over there trying to hang the string swings, and I'm like, man, just don't know where to put them. I wanted to put them above the guitar rack that I currently have there now, but the problem with that is my ceiling height won't allow me to hang the guitars above the other ones. All right, so if you were paying attention, because I was not being a good teacher there, and I saved you 2 strings and didn't even explain one of the two. All right, so basically, you seen what I was doing when I was dicking around with the string, holding it with my fingers. All right, so you get it nice and taut. You just take all the slack out of it all the way down to the tail piece. Grab the string at the tuner above it and then come back, right? So if it was this one here, you would have grabbed it here and then brought it back to that one so you have the slack. Same thing here, okay? You bring it back to where you have the slack. So you don't have another one to come back to measure your distance when you're doing this one. So what I like to do is grab it in the front here and just push it through. Now the next thing you want to do is take that string and you go over the top towards the inside of the headstock, okay, over the tuner, and you push that down, hold it up here. Let me see if you guys, yeah, you can see I got one finger holding the string up, one finger holding the string down. That takes all the tension out. Now that you got it through and over towards the inside of the headstock, okay, now you bend this string up. All right. Then when you bend that up, you have that loop, that first loop is going over top of your string coming out. Now watch what happens when we start winding it. The only thing you'll have to do is make sure that you keep the string down, because you want it to go under that top wound and underneath the string coming out of, oop, I had my finger stuck in there. So that's what I'm talking about right there. Now it's bear hugged. So now you don't have 6, 7 windings around there. Now I saved this for example because we're getting ready to change the strings here on this Zach Wild. So take a good look at how many windings are around that freaking thing. That's the way I got the guitar. So that's the way most people will wind a guitar. I mean, just over and over and over and over. And not only does that look really bad, but it's just completely unnecessary. So when you do it this way, let me go ahead and trim this off so I don't poke my eyeball out. There we go. So when you do it this way, it's nice and super clean. There's not a ton of windings. The string is locked into place. It's not going nowhere. So that's the way I do the locking of the strings. And I'm gonna, before I zoom you guys back out and pick you up, I'm gonna go ahead and show you this. You guys know I bought that classic black Les Paul from South Shore Music. And I was talking about how well it came set up. And if you see, strings are done exactly the way I just showed you. And everything about the setup on this guitar has just been done absolutely perfect. So if you guys order a guitar off or online from South Shore Music, it'll show up proper, I can tell you that. So let me go ahead and zoom you guys back out. And then I'm going to show you guys the dumb thing that I did. So when I started stringing this up, see, I gotta adjust set it up now. But I had these adjusted all the way down, and dummy me, I'm like, why are the strings laying on the pickups? You know what I mean? So I took my screwdriver and I started adjusting the pickup down to get it away from the string, and it popped off. So I had to remove the whole pickup just to get that adjustment screw and the spring back to the pickup. So you guys missed that. And since you guys missed it, I figured I'd at least share it with you that, you know, I was a dumbass and I cost myself a little time there trying to fix that, because you got to take the pickup out in order to, what do you call it, get the screw and spring back on. So I guess right now it's not too bad. It's not in tune. Well, I'm going to tune it up before we plug it in. I was going to plug it in and see if it works and all that, because I haven't done that yet. But it's going to sound like absolute garbage the way this thing is set up. But we're finally done. So I'm going to go ahead and work on getting intonation set and everything on this one. Your guys' tribute build, so if you guys are watching for the first time as well, the blue guitar there, that's your guys' build. Everybody picked out the colors, the parts, everything that went in that. And the gold top tribute right next to it was my build I built right alongside with you guys. And I built this standard just prior to that. So we're gonna go ahead and get a comparison of those four. I was gonna wait until we change the pickups in the Black Classic and do all five. But I think we're gonna go ahead and play with that one for a while, just the way it is, before we change the pickups in it. I did buy, let me know what you think on this too, because I'm kind of on the fence. I thought I was gonna love it, but I'm not, I don't know. We talked about we're gonna put the different pickups in here and take out all the push pulls and everything. And eventually we are gonna change all the plastics on this to black, but for right now, to save $100 some changing plastic, we're just gonna change the pickups and they'll be double blacks. Was it the 498 and 490R? So I was thinking about putting these cream tone and volume knobs on it, just to kind of cream it out a little more until we go all black. But I don't know, kind of on the fence with that. What do you guys think? Tell me, should I change them out to the cream or just leave it alone until I'm done and ready to change it all out to the black? Because this is what I was going to put on when I go all black that way. And then I was thinking, well, maybe I do the reflector when I do black. I don't know. We'll cross that road when we get to it. But let me know what you think about the cream one so far. I mean, is it worth changing it out and creaming it out? I don't know. Let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys watching. I will make sure to get some kind of sound test going here for you guys. I have been practicing on my Silver Burst. I'm no Buckethead or any rock star or nothing like that. So you guys will get what you get, but I will sound test them for you, I promise. So till then, don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned.